Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at the book In Ruins by Christopher Woodward. This book is a thing of lyrical beauty. Physically, it feels like the size and shape of a book that you'd stick into a satchel and take with you on a journey. And that's what Mr. Woodward does. He takes us on a journey through the ruins. And not just an examination of ruins as they are now or they were in the past, because not all ruins still exist, but how we as a species have used ruins as a lens for viewing the past, the present, and the future. And he starts, of course, with the Romans, one of the most famous types of ruins that there are in the world, the Greeks and the Romans, what they left behind us. And he talks about how those ruins influenced the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and then in the Age of Enlightenment. How they inspired poetry and writing, prose, and art, paintings, sculpture. And his style borders on the poetic itself. So when I said lyrical beauty, that wasn't an act of hyperbole on my part. It's just a joy to read. And one of the things that I discovered in this, which I had not known about, deals with the idea of viewing future ruins. Buildings that are still in existence that may at some point in the future become ruins. And it was a way of looking at the ephemeral nature of our lives. That even the greatest works of man were no resistance to time and to war and to entropy. And I've always loved the post-apocalyptic genre, and I've always viewed the post-apocalyptic genre inside my head as an outgrowth of the Cold War. But the reality is that Mary Shelley wrote a post-apocalyptic novel about a disease that wipes out everyone in the world except for one dude. And the first painting, recognized painting, by someone who's well known. There may have been other paintings by lesser artists, outsiders artists, I don't know, but it was done in 1790, postulating what the Louvre would look like in a far future where it was collapsed and people were burning picture frames for fires in the ruins, and there was an artist sketching the few remaining durable works of art that still existed inside the structure. A roof gone, allowing in rain and plants and birds and wildlife. Numerous paintings of what at that time was contemporary 18th and 19th century structures, seeing them as ruins. The greatest cities, the newest buildings. And I never really thought about how people had used that narrative mechanic to make poetic statements, political statements, personal statements. How some great artists and historians became so enamored with the ruins that they lost themselves in them. How some of them hired painters just to create painting after painting of possible ruins in the future. How they almost spent their lives dwelling in this virtual reality that they had created of a world gone to ruin. About people capturing moments in the past of what did the Colosseum look like in the 17th century, in the 18th century. It looks so much different than it does today. And how it's changed over time. how it was considered to be an utterly useless structure at one point before it became such the import it is today, or has the import it has today. So, if you are a lover of history, if you are a lover of ruins and looking at things in our current light and in the past to help us view the future, then Ruins is a book for you. I've asked my wife to take a look at it because I think that she would enjoy the guy's writing style. She appreciates um, good writing. Well, she has a degree in journalism. She knows something about writing. So yeah, definitely worth your time and effort. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I know I'm going to want to pass it on to people because it deserves to be read, but it physically has affected me in a way that books don't always do.